Community Viewpoint.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment. And this is 2020. This is our third show of the year. And we have a topic this year because of the 2020. And I have a couple of gentlemen here also from the Neighborhood Watch. They'll be talking about the importance of the year 2020. I have Ed Underhill here, and you're, what are you?
I'm the coordinator for Nye County Neighborhood Watch.
Yes, he is. And you are, sir?
I'm Quentin Ackerman. I'm the coordinator for the Sheriff Auxiliary Unit.
Captain.
Captain.
So what I had mentioned, I was talking to you about. I was writing the date down at the beginning of the year. I put down, I do it military wise, 5 January 20, and I says, there's something wrong with just putting the 20 there, because someone could put the other two digits over there, and they could, like if it's a check or something, they could change the date.
Right.
And then I went to Neighborhood Watch on Facebook, and then Ed, you had mentioned something about the same thing, and tell us what you.
Well, it was just somebody that writes down a date like February 10th, 20. They could change that to February 10th, 2018 or 16 or whatever. So it would just change the valid date of an important document.
Right.
And the idea from now on is to write down 2020 so that can't be changed.
And then I happen to have these chocolates at home, and the date on it, they used 16 December 2020. So the candy people, other people are, they know that there's a problem also. So it's not just me, folks. So be careful when you're writing the checks. Put down all 4 digits for the year. With this program, we're going to be talking about the Neighborhood Watch program. And you may have seen the signs all around the community. They have Neighborhood Watch. You have Business Watch, too, because the library has one that says business.
They do. Mm-hmm.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that, Ed?
Well, I'd like to start out, if I may, with Sharon's own mission statement.
Okay.
And it says that we are committed to the concept of community-oriented policing for the citizens of Nye County to ensure that citizens are safe in their own communities. And I kind of expanded on that just a little bit for the Neighborhood Watch, because I've got a great job. My job is to convince people to look after one another. So I've had, a number of meetings about 4 years ago, and nobody wanted to go to meetings. I mean, we served hot dogs, we had Cokes, we had all the stuff necessary for a good meeting. And I expected, like maybe 1,000 people, and maybe 30 showed up. And so it taught me a lesson. But I started the Pahrump Neighborhood Watch Facebook site. And 4 years ago, we were sitting at 200 people. And now we're just kicking over 4,400 people. And about 4 months ago, there was another Neighborhood Watch site that was started, Pahrump, Nevada Neighborhood Watch.
I joined both of them.
Yeah.
What's with that?
Well, a lady decided she wanted to do that, and I encouraged her. I said, hey, the more the merrier, right? And then all of a sudden, she was gone, and my name was put as an administrator.
Oh.
And we started, we started at about 200 people, and here lately, it's over 700. So people are joining these because they want to take care of our neighborhoods. And what's interesting about 4,400 people, that's a lot of eyes looking around the Pahrump Valley, trying to take care of each other, and I like that idea.
Now, I'm on both those sites, but they've merged into one, though, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
There's information, though, that goes on one that sometimes doesn't get on the other, so I transfer that and try to keep them both up to date.
Down the street where I live, there's one of the signs was for the Neighborhood Watch also. So that's been up there for 6-7 years near Game Bird and Vasco.
Uh-huh.
So did someone request that, or how did
It
that
was put in before I took over, and so a lot of new signs are going up. We've used all the ones that we have.
Okay.
And there's some on order. Whenever somebody requests one, I just try to take care of the ones that are squeaky wheeling it first. And we want to inundate the town with them. We scare all the bad guys off or move them on.
Yes, because my wife goes on to different sites. There's another one about Pahrump also, and people mention about things that are happening in their neighborhoods during the evening to look out for a car that's driving around or
Sure.
someone's picked up their dog, and if you could find our dog. and
It's
things like that.
general information, lost dogs,
Yes.
found dogs. But it's also interesting when people would be driving down 160 to 372 or whatever, and they see an accident. And they can't do anything about the accident, but they post it on Neighborhood Watch, and all of a sudden, 4,400 people know about it.
Yes.
And that means, they'll move on and try to avoid that area. Or a fire. If somebody, Deanna, sometimes posts things that there's a fire, and we post that too. 4,400 people, boom, know about it. And that's pretty incredible. It's technology at its best.
Yes. Well, when I see something online like that, I automatically say to my wife, "Oh, there goes Deanna.
Yeah.
She's out there someplace."
That's right. Also, I like to have drills. I have drills on my site where I request people to put down their TV guide or their book and walk outside and spend a few minutes just looking around the neighborhood. I use different things that I can come up with, especially astronomy. That's one of my things that I enjoy to do.
I saw that.
And the other day we had a full moon that was coming up over the Mount Charleston Range, but it hadn't come up yet. So I posted it on there. Come on, go outside, get yourself a glass of water or whatever, go outside and wait for it to come up. And while that's happening, they've got eyes on the neighborhood. And I think that's working pretty darn good. I like that. Anything that I can come up with to get anybody to go outside and look around. Because if the bad guys see that people out there are looking around, they'll go somewhere else. That's just a natural state of affairs. And I think it's worked. As a matter of fact, I know it's worked. There's a couple of examples on both Neighborhood Watch's sites where they said, "Oh, we caught this guy," and as soon as he saw us, he ran off and or drove off, and then they take pictures. That's another thing that I like, is whenever they post things on the Neighborhood Watch site, that they post pictures too. It's just a good way to keep an idea of what's going on around town.
And they don't seem like they're going hog wild on this. They're calm about
Right.
what they do also, which is, I give them a lot of credit. Probably you talk to them and tell them how to act also. Respectable.
Well, the idea too, if they see something and say something, then they call the sheriff's non-emergency phone number, which is 751-7000, make note. And then somebody else that collaborates that sighting, and things happen that way, then the perpetrator might get caught quicker.
Yes.
It might inform the public about what's going on, a different type of vehicle description, people description. It's an amazing way to keep the neighborhood informed. The neighborhood
Yes.
meaning the entire Pahrump Valley.
Yes. Because you have, you broke it down in sections too, if I remember.
At
some
first
time
I
ago.
did. I did that for the first meeting that I had, and that just plain didn't work as well as I'd hoped.
Okay.
I still have hope for it. I do have sections of the valley that we could put different people in charge of, or just have like a way to check it out. But anyway, the sections are there. We just haven't used them because they didn't work out at first.
Okay.
Another program that I started was the night owls. There are times when people can't sleep, and I know I'm one of them. And so I request that they might, put on a robe, whatever, go outside and look at the midnight sky or the 2 o'clock sky, sometimes meteor showers, whatever I can do. What are you chuckling at?
Please put on a robe, because the next
funny.
neighbor is going to be calling it into
There
the
you
sheriff's
go.
department.
Snap some
Find
pictures.
yourself on Neighborhood
Snap
Watch.
some pictures, man. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, the night owls are great, and I got a great response the first time I tried that at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, And I got like 60 people replied saying, oh, everything's good over here on Game Bird, or everything's good over there on Basin. And it worked. It was just amazing how the response that was instantaneous. And I also did a deal that I haven't got a lot of feedback on yet, but I'm working on it. And I'll just read it real quick. The Pahrump Neighborhood Watch recommends that if you know someone who lives alone, call them. Tell them a really bad joke. Exchange numbers with your friends and call them once in a while. Look after one another. And I like that. So if you know
Okay.
a lot of people live alone, and if they have an accident, if you don't hear from them or something, like, we have to check on them. We do.
Well, a lot of times, I don't know what you call that when you call it the sheriff's department to look in on somebody.
On the
that-
welfare check.
Welfare check. That's,
The auxiliary does that too, doesn't
yeah,
it?
Not normally, but
No?
this
if,
is civilian
Yeah.
check. Yeah,
yeah, just welfare
So it's
check.
just,
Yeah.
keep an eye on people. Another idea that we seem to like a lot is keeping your spare keys for your car that has an alarm button on the fob in your bedroom. So if you hear some strange noises outside of your bedroom or in the vicinity, and you hit that button, it don't matter. The neighbors won't mind, because they're just, they're just there. And if the alarm goes off in your car, well, that's going to scare a bad guy off. They don't like loud noises, for one thing. And so if you keep that key fob in your bedroom, then it will help protect you.
Now, if somebody wanted to join up with the neighborhood watch, I know we can do it online.
Right.
But
Facebook.
you actively go out there and you're still looking for people?
Sure. Anybody that wants to come on, I do filter them. There are
Okay.
filters that, and
Yeah.
questions, will you abide by the rules and so forth. I'd like to promote these Ring cameras. These work very well. You don't have to use this per se,
No.
but they are cameras that you can have like a doorbell out in front of your house, and they take pictures and they're motion activated. They're incredible deterrent. And also, I'm hurrying here, these motion activated lights. And these work very well too. You put these out in your front yard and mount them or whatever, and if anybody comes up at night, the light goes on, it'll tell you who it is.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for spending some time with us. And I hope you enjoyed it also, and watch your neighborhood.